get started really, really soon. I'm so sorry how long that we have not been doing any of the Depression Chronicle videos. I really do apologize. We got really busy with a lot of stuff and just haven't sat down to do anything. And I've been trying to figure out better ways to do some stuff, and I've had some people actually reach out to me, sharing some of their stories. Somebody who said they want to share their story live with us and let us know, like, hey, like, I'd love to share my story and what's been going on with me, which is awesome. So we've definitely seen a really good response. So right now I'm just getting set up, waiting for some people to just pop in. There's a lot I want to go over, a lot I want to talk about. There's a story that I want to share of somebody who reached out to me, which was just awesome. Just really, really awesome. Just getting some stuff set up here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is Depression Chronicles Chapter 4. This video will be on YouTube, and it'll also be on, once I get it over there, on the actual Depression Chronicles page on Facebook. So, yeah, lots of stuff. It's been probably about a week, close to 2 weeks since I've posted a video, done any kind of update. So, working on getting that all back together. Was just kind of sitting and scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, crap, I have not done anything for a while, so I need to do that. So, and my wife was like, you haven't done a video for a while, you need to do something. And I was like, you're right. So when your wife points out that you're not doing something, do it fast. So a couple weeks ago, I did share that I was going to meet with a counselor and meet with my doctor. So one that I could get figure out diagnosis, to that we could see if I need medication or anything like that. Again, medication does not make you weak. Medication does not make you less of a person. Identifying and realizing that you are struggling mentally does not make you less of a person, does not make you weak. And I strongly say that to my friends, my family that are in ministry, because there are people who do not agree with that. There are people that will say otherwise. There are people that will say you can't lead if you're struggling in that sense. I'm a youth pastor. I am super imperfect. I am not the best, and I got to be blunt with it. And from the transparency that I've shared, I'm not always mentally the best, and it's not because I suck. It's not because I'm a terrible person. It's not because I'm weak. It's just what it is. And especially in ministry, it gets really stressful, it gets really straining, and if you're just going, oh, it's just a season, oh, it'll just pass, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Seek counsel in pastoral staff, seek counsel in your district or sectional leadership or national leadership. Find somebody, figure it out, work it out. Find a counselor. There are plenty of Christian counselors. There are online counselors. There are. Don't be afraid to see a counselor if you're a Christian and you're like, well, I need a Christian counselor. You don't. You don't have to do that. Okay. Find something that you can afford. Find something that your insurance will cover and take care of. So we met with a counselor that Nikita knew. So we met with her and she went over some stuff, asked me some questions, was really just trying to figure out, okay, well, what's the root of this? What's going on? Why is this happening? Why are you feeling the way that you are? Why are you doing the things that you do? And I've been diagnosed with clinical social anxiety disorder. Okay. And a lot of people right now, once they are watching this video and they hear that I was diagnosed with clinical social anxiety disorder, they're going to be like, what? You? You're the most social person I know. Yeah, when I'm on a stage, yeah, I free-flowing, don't care what's going on, but when I start to think about projects I need to do, places I need to go, groups of people, like, I hate when I have to walk into Walmart and, like, it's full that day. Like, going to grocery shopping on Sunday, terrible, worst idea ever. And she was giving me some ideas, some pointers of some things for me to do better. She was like, okay, I play video games. It helps release dopamine, keeps me distracted when my mind is going a million miles a minute. And so she was like, okay, I want you to fast video games for 2 weeks and find a new way to release dopamine. And that's not because she was saying video games are a bad thing or anything, that she wants me to have as many outlets as possible. So since I've been working out a lot more and eating a lot differently, to help myself, one, with a better diet, be more healthy, two, exercise releases a lot of dopamine in me. When I'm starting to feel a type of way, like yesterday, I just was not in a good mood, not in a good place, was just kind of a mess, and my wife really wanted to go to the gym, so she drugged me along because I have the pass. And so we went, and I immediately was 1,000 times better the moment that we left the gym. I love exercise. I love working out. If you're like, well, I can't afford to go to a gym, I don't have a place, there is always something you can do, okay? Whether it's literally just doing some jumping jacks in your room, running up and down the street, going for little jogs, going for little runs, doing some push-ups. You don't have to have a full gym, but I understand not wanting to be, like, in your home. You sometimes feel a little awkward, doing some stuff. If you want to exercise, like, do it. I mean, it's plain and simple. Do it. I do it just because it always puts me in a better mood, and because I want to be in better shape. I understand that round is a shape, but it's not the shape I was going for at all. So that happened by accident. I love food. Anyways. So she was like, I don't think we need to put you on any medicine. Doesn't seem too bad. We didn't talk too much about some of the specific situations, so I explained some, like on youth nights, I'm a mess the entire day all the way up till youth. So I get really panicky, I get overwhelmed, I start to get a little depressed, I get very argumentative, there we go, and just a whole bunch of anxiety, it causes all of that. So she was like, okay, you know what, maybe you might need something just to control it better. So it was awesome. We prayed. We had a great time. It was super helpful, super good. So then 2 days later, we went and met with my doctor and explained everything that was going on. And he prescribed Zoloft, I believe is the one. Yeah, Zoloft. So right now, I do take medication to manage my social anxiety, my anxiety. Mine gets very overactive. My wife has pointed out that my brain moves 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I am always looking at every possible scenario. So then you incorporate anxiety, and it's just jumbled mess, which is fine. It's whatever. I'm not mad about it. I'm not like, wow, I'm a freak. I am, but just because I'm a freaking weirdo. That is what it is. But I'm totally good with it. My doctor was super good about it, super nice. Just, we're going to start you on this amount of it, then we'll go to this, and we'll just, check up on you. So far everybody's been super positive, super helpful. expressing what actually is going on. And when my wife heard my diagnosis with a title, suddenly a bunch of stuff made sense. When told my family, told her family, everything started to make more sense. It even made more sense to me, because I wasn't really understanding. I thought I was just kind of getting depressed here and there, and it was the overwhelmingness that comes from my anxiety that eventually drives me into a depression, or when I have a panic attack, I just freeze up and I don't move. And that's where we figured out what that was. I wasn't just like being weird or anything like that's how I have a panic attack. I just stop and freeze, and I don't talk and I don't move. And so I've been on medication for about a week. Yeah, going on a week, something like that. I would say I don't know if I've seen too many differences. Maybe my wife has, and that'd definitely be something for the next video, just to kind of question her about what she's seen, how she feels about it, if she's noticed any differences. I would definitely say, yeah, I don't know that I've noticed anything different. I'd say I've been pretty chill, pretty good lately. But yeah. I'm really happy about all the support that's been coming from this. And again, super sorry that we've been so busy. We've been trying to get so many things together between church and youth and our own actual lives. So thank you for those of you that have been reaching out. There's been a handful of people that have just found the Depression Chronicles and have reached out and have shared their stories or shared that they want to be a part of this and be on videos and things like that. So super, super awesome, and super stoked for all of what's coming, and just the blessing that this has been for people, Christian, not Christian. Hey, Nan. Christian, not Christian. That is a basis of this, and definitely here for ministry purposes, but in a also part of that, we are here for people that are just struggling in general and battling. We want to show the love of Christ. We want to share that with people that don't know Jesus, but we first want people to know that there's other people out there, and especially Christians. I want people to know that Christians struggle with this, and especially pastors. I think it's important that pastors are open about their mental illness and their mental struggles. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. It's part of who I am. I'm not discouraged by it. I mean, if you look, I pretty much have embraced it, and want to move forward with this. I'm excited. Not excited for the fact that I have a mental illness that I need to be medicated for, but the fact that I have the ability to minister to people and work with people. So real quick, I have somebody that reached out to me, and for their own protection, for their own safety and just personal stuff. There's not going to be any names used, but I did ask them, and I asked that, can I share your story of what you sent me, as long I change names, take names out, because I want people to hear other people's stories, and I want people to know other things. So I'm just going to share a story from somebody that reached out to the Depression Chronicles and just shared their heart, and gave just so much amazing support to us. So let's see here. Yeah, put on the glasses. All right, Death Note. Yep, anime for life. All right, it says, hi, so I just watched 2 of the depression videos, and I didn't watch them before because I wasn't sure what they were going to be about, and I really didn't have my mind in the right place to find out at that moment. I had no idea you were suffering from depression. I have suffered from depression since I was a teenager, only I didn't know that's what it was. That's what it was called for a long time. It was in adulthood, after I got married and went to counseling, that I realized that's what was happening. My husband didn't really know what to do when he saw me depressed. I lately developed panic attacks, and then generalized anxiety. Christians are horrible when it comes to depression and anxiety. They make fun of meds, psychiatry, coping skills. They look at you weird after you told them you are depressed, and they imply that you don't have faith or you didn't do enough to get healed from depression. But if you break a foot or get high blood pressure, nobody looks at you weird for wearing a cast or taking a heart pill. So as a Christian, you decide to keep that to yourself or share only with selected individuals who get it. For me, my friends were more of my non-Christian friends were more of a support than my Christian friends. How sad is that? I had a Catholic therapist. I have a Catholic therapist. Who was covered by my insurance and is amazing. The Christian therapist was $100 per visit, and at the time we had 2 kids and we made very little money, so guess who I went to? Okay. He was great, he was very practical, and helped me understand some triggers and how I could anticipate that. I was seeing him when our pastor moved away, and I cried so hard over that. He was so impressed that someone had made such an impact in my life, but that pastor was like a father. So loving to me and my husband when we needed it. My husband's father died when we were younger, and I had a horrible relationship with my dad, so we had no real adult role models. Anyhow, for me, big events trigger me, like my mother-in-law's death, school, a new job, also a lot of stress at work can push me over. I have taken medication several times, and when I found the right one, I felt like a new person, felt like a new woman. Sometimes I felt dull because I was so used to being anxious that being at peace sometimes seemed too calm. I'm currently off of my medication, but I've been struggling with stress, so they are always a consideration. I forget to take them and I get a headache, so I try to stay off them if I can manage my symptoms without. My husband understands that now, and it took a long time, but he noticed the difference. Usually I will do a 3-month period of meds to get through whatever even triggered that symptom. When I am not on meds, I have to be selective on what activities I do, what people I talk with. I even pick and choose what to read on Facebook, which is why I didn't watch your videos before. Cat videos are very therapeutic right now for me. Some of the things I used to do are no longer helpful because I got older. As I get older, As I get older, I have learned new ways to manage. I have had to learn coping skills pretty much on my own. If you think there is a lack of support for a young man, imagine a mother with kids. Mothers are supposed to have it together. Actually, I spent a lot of time making sure my kids are emotionally healthy, and I got very upset when they are upset in any way. There is a lot of pressure in that responsibility. Now I treat people, I offer meds right away, because once I can get people feeling a little better, I can build on the coping part. I prescribe exercise, I tell them they are not weird, I give them hope. I have 2 pastor patients who refuse meds because they saw it as weakness. When I told them I was a Christian, they were shocked. They still said no. Wow. When patients mention they are Christians, I just go for it and tell them that they need to reach out to God too. When they are not, I feel like I am only giving them half the treatment. Anyhow, I don't know why I'm sharing all this. I guess I want you to know you're not alone. Also, I consider myself successful in marriage and raising kids and in my career. When I was young, my depression would sometimes make me think my life was almost over, so I couldn't imagine the future. If you asked me where I would be in 5 years, where I would have been in 5 years, I would have had no answer. Now I have an answer. I was able to make plans and to hope for the future. My husband has been so supportive. Some people will not like what you're doing, Aaron. They will tell you that you cannot be a good example to youth while you are struggling. Don't listen. People who pretend they have it all together make me suspicious. I am happy to talk anytime if you have any questions, although I have learned that if I listen too much to people's depression, that I get depressed. So be aware of that too. Have a great day. Just super good story. I think that I totally agree with some of what she said. With sometimes Christians don't handle mental illness the right way, and that's why we're doing this. This is part of the reason why we're doing this, especially to make pastors and people in ministry feel more comfortable coming out about their mental illness and owning it, working with it and putting it out in the open and being transparent with people about it. So thank you so much to the person that sent that support, sent their story. We love that kind of stuff. We do have somebody that actually asked if we could do a video together and she could share her story. So that's something that will be coming up. Super, super excited about that. But if you're like, hey, I want to share my story in a video. Hey, I want to share my story and message it to you guys. Just do it. We love that stuff. Email us at the Depression Chronicles 4243 at Gmail. Reach out to us on Facebook. Reach out to me or my wife personally. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're just watching right now, please, if you see this as something that is helpful, if you see this as something that'll help somebody else, please share our video. Please like our page, like this video. We want people to know that there is a safe place to fight for better mental health. And that goes for everybody, not just for people in ministry, not just for Christians, but for everybody. We want people to have better mental health. So thank you for tuning in. Again, if you want to share anything with us, even if it's just support, even if it's just I'm praying for you, hey, I like what you're doing, or if you want to share your story, please reach out to us. So thank you. We love you guys, and we hope to see you soon. So we'll be doing stuff more, but we've been so bad lately, but not anymore. I think my wife is home.